Hi everybody, welcome to the Scott Show. This is the NCAA Top 25. I'm really super excited to be here. My name is Scott, as it would be tradition to have the host of the Scott Show be named Scott. So we are going to go to the top 25 in the NCAA. I am pretty excited about that. But first of all, I got to give the others receiving votes because it is really super exciting, folks, here on the Scott Show podcast. We're having a good time. That we give a little bit of little love to our friends who are not entirely in the top 25. And of course, we get a little whatever from the back. Okay, so we are going to talk about the fact that Minnesota is 4-0, 15 votes in this week's top 25, and they are 4-0, 15 votes, and not on the top 25 yet. We also have Baylor at 4-0. We have Appalachian State at 4-0, getting 50 votes, 35 more than Minnesota. How does that work? And California getting 141 votes, just missing it by 6 votes, as we go to our top 25. Now, we did have a tie at 25. We do have Texas A&M at 3-2. They will be facing off against Alabama next week. So that will be a great match there. You have Michigan State also at 25. They're going to be facing Ohio State this weekend. Prime time. You got Michigan State and Ohio State. That will be a hell of a match. Then you have SMU at 5-0 undefeated. They got Tulsa this weekend. Virginia getting the weekend off. They got Miami at Florida on the 11th on Friday. So that will be a fantastic match as well. Wake Forest at number 22 against Louisville. The Demon Deacons 5-0. There's no Deacon Blues there, folks. Number 21, Oklahoma State. They'll be facing off against Texas Tech on Saturday. Arizona State, big jump for them. Moving 17 spots right up to the number 20. They are on the top 25. Got Washington State this weekend, or next weekend. Michigan and Iowa. This will be a heck of a match, and I'm really looking forward to seeing it. Number 19, the Wolverines. Moving up one spot from last week. And they've got the Hawkeyes of Iowa this weekend. Very interesting match. Then you have the University of Central Florida. As they moved up 4 spots. They are 4-1 on the season. Number 18 ranked. And they are going to be facing off against Cincinnati tomorrow night. Utah has the week off. They've got Oregon State on next Saturday. They are 4-1 and number 17 in the country. Number 16, and a team that I happen to promote because I have their shirt, the Boise State Broncos, 4-0. They got UNLV this week, 10:30 p.m., so it's going to be a late game for them. But it will be a great one, and I believe they are at Boise State, or they are at UNLV, so no blue field this week. Number 15, Washington moves up 2 spots. They got Stanford this week. 4-1 on the season for the Huskies. We'll see what happens. Number 14, Iowa is going to be facing off against Michigan. As I said, that is going to be a crazy game. Oregon at 3-1 got the Golden Bears of California. They are just outside the top 25. They're waiting for you, and we'll see what happens this Saturday. We got some interesting games this Saturday. I think Iowa and Michigan is probably the best one. Penn State 4-0. They're going to be facing off against Purdue. Penn State number 12 in the nation, bringing it back home to Happy Valley. Number 11, Texas 3-1. They've got West Virginia this weekend in what will be an amazing game. Another huge game. I mean, this is huge. 5-0 Florida at number 10 ranked number 5, or 10 ranked 5-0 Florida will be facing off against the number 7 Auburn Tigers. It's going to be a hell of a game, and it's going to be in Auburn. It looks like it's going to be in Auburn. No, it's going to be at Florida. Okay, so it's going to be at the Gator Bowl. Interesting. So Florida and Auburn this week. Notre Dame at number 9, they've got Bowling Green. And Wisconsin has Kent State this weekend. And it looks like they're going to be in Wisconsin at Cap Randall for that game. Number 7, like I said, Auburn and Florida. That's going to be the game of the week along with that Michigan-Iowa game. Oklahoma and Kansas. Oklahoma at number 6. And Kansas, the Jayhawks. I don't know the record, but they're not Oklahoma. So I kind of feel Oklahoma's going to win that game. LSU has a game. They are ranked number 5 in the nation. They got Utah State this weekend. LSU goes down 1 spot. And Ohio State moves up 1 spot to number 4. And of course, like I said, they have Michigan State this weekend in a hell of a game. Georgia at number 3. Georgia getting 4 votes. Ohio State got 7 first place votes. Georgia got 4 first place votes. And they are facing off against the Tennessee Volunteers this weekend. Number 2, and a kind of a surprise to me, Clemson comes in at number 2. They got Florida State this next weekend in kind of a crazy game there. And then the big one, like I said, the number 1 team in the nation, you call Alabama the Crimson Tide, and you also call them number 1. They're number 1 in the nation, 29 votes, first place. They get the week off, and it's going to be against Texas A&M that they got that big game. So you won't see 1-2 switch, probably not this weekend, unless you see one of the other teams that are playing, Ohio State or Georgia, really turn it up and make things happen. So you might see a little switch between the top 4, but not too much. They're kind of holding their own, and I cannot wait. We got a few more weeks here. We're going to do this probably at the end of October. We're going to do our top 8, and then we're going to do top 16 somewhere later down the road. But top 8 is coming up, which would be your actual college football playoff, other than just 4 teams entered for all of us college football fans. So we will be back tomorrow here on thescottshow.com. Talk about the NCAA lower divisions. We got some great matches coming up in the next few weeks. Talk about in all the lower divisions, Division 2, Division 3, and of course the championship series of football, which the Bison have taken control of in the last ungodly amount of years. So we will see you guys tomorrow for that show. Check us out, the sports show for the Scott Show. We absolutely love you. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, and we'll catch you here real soon on thescottshow.com.